Hi. So, starting this episode a little bit different than we usually do. As you can probably tell by the title, we're going to talk a little bit about the royal family drama, specifically what was going on with Kate Middleton and, the royal family. And at the time of recording, we did not know that Kate Middleton was diagnosed with cancer. So I just wanted to put this disclaimer first, so that anything that might come off as insensitive or conspiratorial, we did not know that she had cancer. We're still going to run this episode because, it was a big thing on Twitter to, bring up conspiracy theories, and we wanted to talk about it still. And me and Hannah recorded, hopefully, what you think is a great podcast still. But wanted to put this disclaimer that we do know that it was updated, and to say that, we're sorry for the royal family and Kate and everything that, this diagnosis has come out. But I hope you still enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you next week with something that I probably won't have to disclaimer. But yeah, thanks. Enjoy. Hello, and welcome back to Houselights, your one-stop shop for everything you need to hear about this week in the world of entertainment. As always, I'm your host, Liz Nass, and I am joined by the beautiful, the illustrious Hannah Holycross.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
It's a big week for you for podcasts.
It is.
You've got the
I'm on a
1909.
roll. Houselights was next.
What's next? Who knows?
What's
Sports
next?
Roundtable. Do you know a lot about sports?
No, but I'd be glad to put in my 2 cents on what the one thing I do know.
What's the one thing you do know?
That Caitlin Clark's making records.
That's so true. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Women's issues.
Exactly.
Women's issues on
Women's
Sports
issues.
Roundtable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to talk about a women's issue today, specifically the princess. It's Princess of Wales, right?
Yes.
She's the Princess of Wales. I don't know if there's any other places you can be a princess of, but
there's we'll get into this later, but there's the minstress of I don't even know.
That's not even a word.
It's not even a word. I don't know where
The
what
English
that came
made
out
that
of.
up.
It was not Duchess, but whatever the Rose woman is from. And people are like, that's made up. But it's not. But it sounds made up.
It sounds made up. So,
yeah.
Basically, we're talking today about the royal family drama. You have heard about it all over social media. And one, I guess, I just want to ask, how did you get into it, Hannah? Because when I posted in the State News Slack, I was like, I really need someone to talk about it. You were like, yes, please.
It has consumed me the past 2 weeks. And so I first found out about it on Twitter/X, which I try to only use Twitter for business reasons, but typically fails because my phone knows me too well. And I was scrolling around on my Twitter feed, and this was right when the theories started kind of popping up, so maybe 2 weeks ago. I just saw one tweet, and it was a long paragraph about how someone was kind of suspicious of the fact that they came out with a statement about Kate's abdominal surgery, and she was going to be out of the public eye for a month. And this person was that just doesn't sound right.
Right.
I get that she's recovering from a surgery, but it's kind of out of the blue that the surgery happened. They're very vague about what the surgery was, why the recovery is going to be so long, and why hasn't Kate come out with a statement thanking people for their well wishes, stuff like that. So I saw that and I was that's a good point. And then all the comments were they killed her, and I was what?
Well, let's give a little bit of background.
I was let's pause. I was let's I need to look into this more because that would be wild.
Yeah. So for background purposes, Kate Middleton, married to William, because Harry is the one that's married to Meghan Markle. They all sound the same to me because they all have those British boy names. It's George, William, Harry. So Kate Middleton and King Charles both have health issues at the same time.
Yes.
It's King Charles goes into surgery for his enlarged prostate, and that's not funny, guys. It's a health issue, okay? It's not funny. But then around the same time, they're Kate Middleton also has to go into emergency surgery for abdominal pain or something.
It's just at this point, I'm what's in the water in Buckingham Palace?
No,
why
literally.
all these emergency surgeries? And what's also getting to me is that all this is happening amidst Charles is in this health crisis. People are well, he was probably like, there's a good possibility he might not make it. We don't
Right.
know what his state is, so William's going to have to step up to the throne. I just think it's such an odd coincidence that while they're talking about William becoming king, Kate's nowhere to be found.
Right. What's your theory on that?
So, I don't have one set one because I've seen so many different ones, some of them way more heinous than the others, but I don't think she's dead.
No, okay, so that's like the number one.
Yeah, I'll preface that. I don't think she's dead because I think if she were dead, if that were on accident or on purpose, they would have announced that.
Right.
And if it was on purpose, like, look at what they did to Diana.
Right. Oh, and
so that's another theory.
Let's do even more background and talk about Diana.
Yeah. So, former Prince of Wales.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories about Diana's death. It is kind of odd, almost too convenient for Charles and Camilla with the whole the church doesn't like divorce, stuff like that.
Right.
So I honestly feel like if they were going to kill Kate Middleton, if the royal family is capable of murder, and if they had hypothetically murdered Diana, we've seen them do it before, it wouldn't shock me if they did it again.
Which I think they are. You know what? I'm going to say it. I think the royal family is capable of murder. And
me too.
You can publish that headline, whatever, because I just think the Princess Diana situation, so basically she was killed in a car crash with paparazzi.
Yes.
And even if they didn't, like, orchestrate her death, which I think they did.
Yeah. It's fishy.
They obviously created this presence of, like, letting the media run everything. And letting the media like overtake their personal boundaries, and so if it was the paparazzi, it makes sense, and it does. And they absolutely like enabled the media to act that way and then cause a car crash. And I think that we see that now as well with Meghan Markle, being basically harassed out of the royal family by the media, and now Kate Middleton doesn't really have bad media coverage. She's never had bad media coverage, but now it's more speculation and almost feels like cover-up for her, specifically the British media. I'm not talking national.
Kind of on the topic of paparazzi crossing boundaries, a big part of this whole thing is people are like, why all of a sudden can we not get good, genuine photos or videos of her? Like, the most recent update was the video of her and William at the farmer's market. The video's blurry. It's only a few seconds long. It's from afar. I feel like if I saw Kate Middleton amidst all of this, especially as a British citizen, I would have been like, oh my God, it's her, pulled out my iPhone, had that zoom, but we got some blurry video of her holding groceries. Since when does she grocery shop?
So yeah, for real, when do the royal family go out and grocery shop?
I mean, I could be wrong about this, but I've never seen a paparazzi photo of that woman grocery shopping.
Well, and it's also like we can barely get one of like Kylie Jenner, let alone like the Princess of Wales. So, and also like thinking about how the paparazzi interacts with them usually, where they're like up in their face. I mean, we can't. I mean, even the Hollywood Fix with those like TikTokers, like they're up in their face.
Like get the Hollywood Fix to London right now.
And then for real,
you would get to the bottom of that.
And then for once, the son is like at a respectful distance from the happy couple, and they have also no one like around them. And then I saw a picture that when you zoom in and clear up, it is obviously not her.
And another important thing is the children haven't been seen either. They're not recovering from surgery.
Yeah, that's so weird.
But
I didn't even think about that.
But in my opinion, the biggest turning point for this whole debacle was the
AI image.
That
was insane.
That is what gave me chills about this whole situation, because at first, like, it was all over my Twitter feed, and it was just kind of like, it was just like, haha, like, that's like interesting, but we'll see.
Right.
And then when that happened and I first saw that image, it gave me chills. I was like, there is something so uncanny valley about this image. And then when the Associated Press sent out the email that they killed the image, I was like, this is, every journalism agent knows that's a big deal.
Right. Like, that is a doctored photo. And, like, it's funny because, like, the statement comes out where she's like, oh, it's not, like, I was just playing around with Photoshop.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
But, like, with the whole Photoshop thing, too, is, like, people are like, oh, like, what mom doesn't Photoshop family photos? I'm like,
But that is not
yeah, like, I've had my mom, like, maybe open my eyes more because they were closed, or maybe, like, a little airbrush. But, like, there was, like, the sweaters were on a line. Their fingers were all crossed.
Yes, the fingers were so
Which is what
weird.
gets to me, because I feel like the biggest thing for anyone that's, like, looked into AI and AI images is the biggest flaw with AI right now is that they can't get fingers right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm sure if the royal family was AI generating images, they probably have way better AI software than, like, I would have.
Right.
But
well, and it didn't look terrible.
yeah.
It was obviously they put their best intern on it. That person has definitely been fired.
Yeah.
They've definitely gotten the Diana privilege, like the Diana treatment right now.
Yes.
But it looked just like off. And me and my ex, was so funny when me and my roommates were looking at the picture. We were trying to imitate the fingers because we were like, because I mean, there's 5 at least,
Yeah.
thank God. But
Yeah.
like, we were trying to imitate. We're like, this is not. It was like this.
Oh my
Can't do
gosh.
it was like that, and
Yeah.
like that is not like a resting
like-
hand for
well,
like
like,
because like
another
kids
thing-
like mess with their
Yeah,
hands.
'cause,
but
like, people
you don't
were, like-
do. I
people-
need to do that to do that.
People
you know?
were like, calm down, like, kids do weird thing in pictures all the time. I'm like, okay, but not everyone's kids are royalty. And
Right.
taking a picture to prove the existence of your mother. So I feel like William behind the camera would be like, okay, like, get it together. Like,
Right.
uncross your fingers, please. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like you're taking an image that's very much like life or death. Like, you have to prove that this woman's alive, and your son's like,
And it wasn't even these fingers. It was these fingers. I literally have to do that, like physically, to get my
Yeah.
fingers across like that. That is not a real image.
It's not. And the fact that the Associated Press, all these other media outlets had to kill the image just doesn't sit right with
Right.
me. And
That's not just one Photoshop.
That's the point when this started to get scary.
Right.
Where I was like, oh, there is something bad happening.
Right.
And I kind of want to get into the theory that, I don't want to say it's like my favorite theory,
Okay.
but it's definitely the most realistic one I've seen, which is that he's having an affair. William is.
Ooh. And that's so Princess Diana?
It is so Princess Diana.
Can I say one
like,
more
father,
thing
like,
about the
son.
photo, though, really
Yes,
quick?
yes.
The photo also, I saw, I'm sure you did since you're so into
Yeah.
it. I saw the reconstruction of her Vogue cover.
Yes.
Too, it looked exactly like her face in her Vogue cover, and it looked like it
Yeah.
was just pressed on,
Yeah.
which is just so crazy. Sorry,
It's wild.
let's get into your theory.
Yeah, so I could have the name wrong. I believe it's Lady Rose Hanbury
That's really British.
is who I could be so wrong. I know it's Rose. You might have to fact check me on that one.
It's Lady Rose Hanbury.
Oh, perfect. Oh my gosh. I got strong memory. But so I saw this theory way before the Kate Middleton disappearance. Probably like in the past fall, I was starting to get TikToks about this theory that William was cheating on Kate with Lady Rose Hanbury. Very similar to the Charles and Camilla situation, like family friend,
Yeah.
close, spent a lot of time together, did a lot of family events, stuff like that. And so when the whole like Kate Middleton disappeared thing happened, I like kind of thought back to that. I was like, And then people picked up on that, like, oh, we had this theory back then. Let's like circle back to that. And so I believe it was the Daily Mail released an article, or some really British outlet released
so
an article basically hard launching her. Being like,
What?
who is Lady Rose Hanbury? And it was basically kind of like an article just about her, how she's like an it girl, like close with the royal family. And people were like, why are they releasing this when like Kate Middleton's nowhere to be found?
Literally.
Like, why are they like kind of gassing her up? Like, are they kind of like getting ready for like if William becomes king and they got more spotlights on him? People are like, wait, like he's a cheater, but then like, actually,
But look at this girl.
But like he cheated on her with her, like, like she ain't no Camilla, but she kind of is, but
She's a British model.
yeah, she's a British model, stuff like that. And so a lot of the theories I've seen is that Kate is purposely staying out of the media because she's trying to create a deal with the royal family that she either doesn't want William to separate from her so that she can be queen, because people are saying that he's going to separate from her, marry Lady Rose Hanbury, and then she'll be queen, and Kate's going to be like, no. Like,
Oh
this
my
is
gosh.
my title. This is what
Right.
I've been working
Well,
for.
she put in the work.
Yeah, she put in the work.
They've been, like,
she
dating since, like, they were early 20s, right?
popped out the 3 kids. Like, she's like,
Yeah.
no. And then another theory I saw is that Lady Rose Hambury is pregnant with William's child. And, like, Kate is very ashamed about it or embarrassed, as I saying out. So, like, a lot of people have the theory that Kate is purposely, like, orchestrating this. Like, look at how all these people care about me and, like, are against you, but for me. And are, like, rallying around me. Like, you don't want to make this woman queen. Because they're just going to, like, back me up. Like, you can't Diana me. They'll notice. They'll notice if I'm gone.
Oh, my gosh.
So, like, that's, like, kind of, like, the most realistic one I've seen. I mean, I obviously don't believe that she got a BBL in Turkey.
I think she should. God forbid a woman do anything.
Or that she's the Masked Singer. Like,
that would be. I saw that TikTok where it's like, obviously she's the best.
yeah, yeah.
I hate that show, by the way.
Or that she's the unprecedented ending in Joey's season of The Bachelor.
Oh my god. Something that's never happened before.
Something that's never happened
Kate
before.
Middleton is the next Bachelorette.
I'd do the same thing if I saw him on my TV and I had any ounce of clout.
No, literally.
Yeah.
If I had any ounce of clout, maybe this podcast, I would be in Joey's DMs like, hello.
Yeah, I'd be like
those Bachelor marriages don't, like,
yeah, they
work
don't
out
last.
anyways. So
Like, what, 1 month engagement?
It's fine.
Yeah.
But no, so that's a crazy theory. I like the idea of, like, public support, like a public campaign, basically.
Yeah.
I love that. But I don't know, though, because I feel like they would never stop sharing photos of her. I feel like if she were able to, like, be seen in any capacity, they would.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about that one picture of, I think it was King Charles, and he's in the car.
Oh,
and
that's,
he, like, has, like, all
what,
these, like...
Is it? It's not Prince Andrew. That's the Jeffrey Epstein one. Who?
What?
Philip? I think it's
Philip,
Yeah.
yes. Prince Philip, and he literally looks like he's on, like
yeah.
his deathbed.
I know the
and
exact
they still
image.
used that picture. And
If they're
like,
gonna let that image be released, they could take any photo of Kate in any state.
right, because she's
And
beautiful.
release that. Or at least just like a video. I mean, if she's well enough to go out in public and grocery shop, she's well enough to, she doesn't even have to feed into the theories by filming a video like, hey guys, I'm alive. She could literally just film a video, be like, thank you guys for the concern about my surgery.
Right.
Like something very mature, very not like feeding into the theories, but like
Right.
making, kind of like piping them down a bit. But she hasn't done that.
And I'm just confused but here's the thing, your theory makes sense about the, like, cheating, because seriously, where is William right now?
It's very much Gone Girl vibes, which is why I
That's
think
hot
I
of her.
really, which is why I think I really like this theory, because she's like, you're not just gonna destroy my life, cheat on me, have your mistress take my spot as queen. Like, no,
Right.
I'm gonna ruin your life, because now people are coming out with theories that William's been abusing her and maybe he went too far. I don't really know how much I believe that one, but yeah, there's like theories that he like was like domestically abusing her, and like that's why she can't come out, because she's like injured, and the royal family is like, no, like this can't be found out.
That's really dark.
But like now people are kind of like, we don't trust William.
Right.
And it's very much giving Ben Affleck and Gone Girl.
Right.
So
well, I don't really trust him either.
I don't really trust him either.
Well, because he came from that bloodline, which is so
He
crazy.
did.
And as much as, like, Harry's, like, he's a liberated man and he's out in LA or whatever, he's also got the crazy, because I didn't read, but I heard many parts of Spare.
Very interesting.
And, like, I mean, I feel so bad for them, though, because it's like you're born into this, like, weird limelight, but, like, if you know the limelight that you're born into, let's not make your wife, like, a victim to such, like, proud, and that's what Harry did. Harry took Meghan right out, and unfortunately, I feel like William is, like, I don't know, letting Kate get sort of, like, manipulated any way she wants. I mean, even the fact that there's this many theories is crazy. Because it's like...
Another odd thing that was thrown into the mix was Obama paying a visit to Buckingham Palace.
Did he do that recently?
Yes.
Oh.
Or I was
Paper rock.
it was either to Buckingham Palace or the British Prime Minister's office. I'm not sure. And I'm just like,
but what does that have to do with anything?
What does he know?
Like, what do you know?
What is he...
President Obama?
What is he mediating? Why is he there? He's not president anymore. He doesn't have to do global affairs and stuff like that. So I'm just like, you know, he's tight with the royal family because he was president, stuff like that. So I'm just like...
I feel like he would not be tight with the royal family. I feel like he would be, like... anxious and suspicious of them.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they would not hang.
Maybe he was like, okay, I got the clout to go investigate this myself.
You know what? And I bet Michelle put him up to it.
Oh, she definitely...
Michelle has been on Twitter,
like... She was on Twitter like, oh, yeah, like, you need to go over there right now. Like, you had to have been president for a reason, sir. Like, get over there.
No, for real. Oh, my gosh. Wait, that's kind of crazy. I kind of love that, though. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, no, I don't understand why... how she would... Okay, right now you have convinced me. Part of the reason I wanted you on the podcast because I wanted you to convince me of a certain theory. And I feel like you have convinced me.
I mean, I am a D1 conspiracy theorist.
I believe that D1 yapper, D1 conspiracy theorist, and you're Miss Investigative Reporter over here. So
if I could file FOIAs to Buckingham Palace, I would. Maybe I'd try. I mean...
Maybe she tries.
Has anyone tried? Probably.
Has anyone tried to FOIA them? No, because they're in the United Kingdom and not the United States.
That was so dumb.
So I don't think anyone's trying to FOIA.
They don't have the freedom there.
They don't have the Freedom of Information.
They don't have the Freedom of Information.
Sunshine laws.
I did not think about how privileged we are to have that here.
No, literally, I think they have some. It's a democratic.
They gotta have something.
State, right? I bet the royal family is exempt though.
Maybe if they had FOIA over there, we would know by now where she at. But.
No, literally, like give me her medical. Actually, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Someone tried to steal her medical records.
Wait, that's crazy.
Who worked at a London hospital? I mean, valid. But, yeah.
Okay, here's a question. What do you think of people being very parasocially, like, connected to this
I don't know, because, like, part of me is, like, am I a part of, like, the UK QAnon by, like...
No, literally.
By being, like... so invested in these theories and not trusting the royal family and the British government and the British media. Like, I saw a tweet that was like, now I know what it feels like to be a conservative because of this whole thing. Like, I do not trust the government, the media, anything. And
I don't trust the British government, though.
I don't trust them.
Okay, well, actually, I know nothing about their actual government, but the royal family is totally separate. They have created this crazy, secretive, I know you can't FOIA for them. I know you can't. I will stand by that. Like, I agree. And, like, with the amount of stuff that they've pulled in the past, like, it makes sense to not, like, I don't know. Yeah,
they're suspicious. I mean, I don't think these theories are harmful. I mean, I don't see anyone trying to raid Buckingham Palace.
No.
So, I mean, knock on wood. I do think the stealing the medical, that is sacrificing your career. I don't think I would sacrifice my career for this.
No.
I guess it's a good thing I'm in Michigan, though.
Yeah.
And not the UK, because I might try to, like...
Right, you might try and get in.
Might try to dig around a little bit. Yeah. I know that the Royal Palace is hiring a communications specialist.
No way.
Which could be tempting.
Because they fired the one that made the AI image.
So, like, kind of be like, oh, I'm doing communications for them. Be like, but, you know, can I, like, speak to Kate?
Can I just talk to her?
Can I just talk to her? Like, as a friend?
Why don't you just call Taylor up?
Yeah, like, you just call Taylor up. Like, that's, like, another thing is, like, how come, like, none of her friends, none of the doctors or nurses at the hospital, the people at the farmer's market, how come it's an open public farmer's market. How come no one at the farmer's market has come out and been like, oh, yeah, like, I saw her. It wasn't a body double. Like, it was
no
her.
one got a quote from anyone at the farmer's market?
The workers and the customers are hired actors because nobody's come out. And I feel like at this point, and I think the British media released that only 51% of the UK is aware of these theories, which still, that's half.
What?
That's like the amount of women. For
real.
Like, there's got to be enough people to know.
And that's who are looking into it.
That's who's looking into it.
Because women support women.
Exactly. Like, we're like, where is she?
My one problem with your theory like I said, I was trying to make you convince me,
Yes.
is how, if she's really trying to do this, like, public support campaign, do you think the royal family would allow her to have her own PR sort of thing?
Ooh. Well, they did come out with an article today that Kate, during her healing process, has been working on a special project of sorts.
What?
Which is kind of giving she's at a farm upstate with other animals.
Yeah, she's working on a special project.
She's working on a special project.
It's her obituary.
I don't know. I feel like if the theory about William having a mistress is true, I feel like the royal family would be so up in nuts about how to present that to the media and how to save face from that. And, like, on top of Kate kind of being, like, with the whole Gone Girl thing, I feel like they would be a hot mess, which they are right now.
They are
with all these fake Kate Middletons, the AI image. So I don't know. I feel like if she keeps up the Gone Girl act, this is really what's happening. I think they will drop the hard launching the mistress on Daily Mail and be like, okay, she can be queen, William, get it together.
Right.
You're going to ruin this. But I've just seen, I saw another thing today that if Charles dies, like, they're trying to make it so William can't be king because he's too messy.
Oh.
Why is he messy? I haven't heard anything about him being
I feel like
messy.
he's pretty boring, actually.
Yeah, I feel like he's boring.
Like, before this, Kate and William have been so boring and so British and normal. Like, I just feel like...
So, like, I saw that today. It's just, there's just so many pieces to it, and there's such an easy solution for them to squash all this, and they haven't, which makes me believe that something fishy's going on.
Right. Well, and if she was doing this, like, PR, like, campaign, I feel like they would release, like, negative stuff about Hanbury, too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I haven't even heard this name until you actually brought it up.
Yeah, like, I feel like if she was playing this Gone Girl act, she'd be sitting on the couch with popcorn being like, you need to release an article saying she's, like... I have been seeing online, like, people saying that Lady Rose is, like, the horse-faced version of Kate Middleton. And, like, I saw a tweet that was, like, if my husband cheated on me with a horse-ear version of me, I would disappear, too.
Oh, my God.
But I don't know, I feel like she would be sitting... If she's negotiating with them in the back... I feel like she'd be like, you need to release this hit piece, or you need to start gassing me up. But
I feel that. Well, all I know is that I feel like she's a princess. She's been in royal blood forever. She's definitely not, like, staying out of the limelight if she got cheated on because she's upset. Yeah. Like, she's doing it because she's planning her special project.
Yeah, her special project.
That freaks me out.
That
kind of gave me chills.
Like, what?
That makes me feel like she's dead.
That is because, like I said, it's like when your, like, parents tell you that, like, your goldfish just went back to the ocean.
No, they didn't, bro.
No, I didn't. That thing's gone.
I feel like I know that. I feel like you've convinced me.
Yeah, but I
also feel like she might be dead.
I feel like if she's dead, then I don't know, I feel like her family would have some outcry about it. I just feel like you can't get away with killing people off anymore.
And that's what's wrong with America these days.
Yeah, I know.
You can't kill people off anymore.
Like, I feel like people, there's Twitter, there's all these TikTok with all its, like, no restrictions. I feel like there's just
No, you're right.
There's too much freedom.
Well, and if they had to stage Diana, they would have had to stage Kate.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just so complicated. Maybe she is dead, and they're just like, well, how do we present this without people being suspicious? But then they saw that when she wasn't available for a month, how people reacted, and they're like, crap. Like, if we come out and say she's dead, they're all gonna know.
Right,
like,
we covered it up. Yeah.
So...
Oh my gosh. You know what? I could actually see them doing that, and then being like, well, we were grieving privately.
Yeah. It very much reminds me of... in the episode of Succession when Roman...
I didn't know you watched Succession. Yeah, I love Succession.
First sits down at his desk and he sees all the emails
my God, yeah.
coming in, and he just, like, shuts it off. That's very much what I feel like the royal family's doing right now. Like, they did not think it would escalate this much, and then they saw, like, all of that, and they were like...
Imagine the egg on our face if she's actually just...
if she's like, actually just
recovering from abdominal surgery.
People just be like, you're crazy, and,
And I'm okay being crazy.
We're journalists. We hold people accountable.
Well, and it's something to do at the end of the day, It's just, while I'm in class and I'm bored, I'm like, what's the new Kate Middleton, like, theory? I have a theory that I wanted to end this episode on my theory.
Yes, I want to hear it.
Which is that it's all just PR. She's completely fine, And ever since, like, Queen Elizabeth died and Harry and Meghan left, they're looking for a new way to drum up, like, you know, attention around them. Because I feel like most people are like, oh, like, privileged white people from Europe, like, nothing new there. And so people are just not really caring about the royal family anymore.
Ooh.
So I feel like she's completely fine. Like, and they're, like, actively, because, like, I feel like the PR and, like, communications for the royal family, like, one of the most important families, like, internationally, like, cannot be this bad. Cannot be so bad as to they release an AI photo that the AP is, like, not real. And they send a body double to, like, the farmer's market. Like, they cannot be this bad at what they do because they've been doing it for how many years?
That's a very solid theory. And, like, your point of, like, not as many people care about the royal family anymore is so true because I feel like people do still kind of care, but I feel like a lot of people dislike them.
Right.
Especially after the whole Harry and Meghan thing, problematic things coming out about Charles becoming king, and also, like, Charles got cancer and nobody felt bad for him.
I was about to say, has anyone actually heard from Charles?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we also haven't heard from Charles,
So it almost
and nobody
makes
cares.
sense because, like, here I am sitting here, like, Kate Middleton's in her Gone Girl era. Like, I would do the same.
You're, like, saying
like,
she's serving.
It's kind of giving her this, like, maiden complex that's making everybody be like, wait, she's so relatable.
She's so mysterious.
She's so mysterious. So, like, that does make sense.
No, I see. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So we've convinced each other of our own theories.
Yes.
Any final thoughts? Any predictions that'll come within the next coming days? You know, that's what we should end on.
This might be a little heinous prediction. I'll make it quick, but
Okay.
Trisha Paytas did give birth to her first daughter the day Queen Elizabeth died. Trisha Paytas is currently pregnant with her child Elvis.
It's true. What a cool name.
What are the odds? I don't want to say it, but what are the odds the day Trisha Paytas' baby comes, there's another royal family?
Ooh. And you know what?
Yeah.
Trisha has that power.
She does. If that were to happen, if Elvis were to be welcomed into this world when someone was taken out of it from the royal family, I think she needs to be investigated.
I agree. Because she has something going on
That
there.
is not a coincidence.
She went with Obama over there, and she's poisoning.
And as that baby cooks, the royal family goes down.
Exactly.
Charles's health is deteriorating. Kate's nowhere to be found. What if she's having twins?
Oh my god.
She's gotta take
That
out
would
two.
be insane. Imagine the outcry of like two people in the royal family like die or like disappear within the same like time period. That would be. I mean, they have disappeared pretty much.
That would be crazy.
That'd be insane. But anyways, you know, what do we care? We live in the U.S. We are not run by some weird monarchy that isn't really a monarchy anymore.
Yeah.
They're just rich people in rich houses. So
that's like their Kardashians.
you're right. And honestly, our Kardashians right now.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I haven't heard about
Because of this
anything
whole
Kim's
PR
doing.
scheme.
Because it's a whole PR scheme, and I think that's what we always come back to on Houselights.
It's their Kim K and Ray J.
For real. Well, that's a great note to end on. So, thank you so much for coming on, Hannah. What a good episode. And I'll see you next week to talk about more scandals.